welcome to This Week at Shrouded, episode 71. I'm your host, AGreener. Thanks for being here. We've got Bebo. Wait, where's Bebo? Over here. How you doing?
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. And Mr. Wrecked here today. Say
Yo.
hello. Okay. We'll have to rehearse that in the future. We've got a great show for you today. There's not a lot to go over that was in This Week in Destiny, but we've definitely got lots of, well, not lots. We've got some SGC news, we got some Destiny news, and some Bungie news. It's going to be a great time. Thanks for being here. You're all amazing. First thing we're going to start off today with is our weekly 2300 silver winners. That's right. If this is the first time you're on this podcast, we give away 2300 silver every week to 2 lucky individuals. And once a month, we give away 6,000 silver. I know, mind-blowing. If you want to know how to win, you should check our Discord out, shroudedgaming.com/Discord. Come in, check it out. We are a 25-clan Destiny community. We love Destiny. We play Destiny. We give away stuff. It's pretty awesome. And we have fun, and we do raids, and complain about Destiny. Pretty much. That's what we do.
Complain a lot, yeah.
Well, you complain more than I do. I love Destiny, everything about it. There's not a thing that makes me upset ever. It's perfect in every way, shape, and form. Especially dungeon rotators. Fuck, I love them. All right. So the winners this week for 2300 silver, dredgenscarlet and johnnybtn. Congratulations. It's actually Johnny B Tennessee, but Johnny Button sounds way better in my opinion. So congratulations. They won. What? You got a problem?
Just call people what you want to call them. You know what I mean? Like,
His name's Johnny BTN. I can call him Johnny Button if I want to, because that's what it looks like.
Shut up, Beba.
sorry, continue.
Yeah, Bebo.
I mean, that is...
sussBebo.
Are you done?
I love this. No, I'm going to keep going forever. That was great. Anyway, congratulations to silver winners. Reach out to me in Discord. We're going to get you to fill out a form to claim your silver. It's going to be amazing and incredible. Next. I forgot. Oh, Bungie Day. Let's talk about Bungie Day real quick. Super quick. And then I'm pretty sure Mr. Wreck wants to surprise us with a surprise topic. So we're going to get into that. But Bungie Day. If you didn't know what Bungie Day was, basically Bungie's doing a charity for the Bungie Foundation. This is mostly for the little lights. A lot of the money are going to buy like gaming things for kids that are in hospitals to keep them occupied, like iPads and that type of stuff. That's not research, if that's what you think. That's what our Extra Life, community fundraiser is for. But anyway, we're doing this one. We've been doing it. We have a goal to try to hit top 25 fundraiser this year. We're sitting at about $4,300 raised. Top 25 is about 58. So we're a little ways away. But the good news is we got some really cool incentives. You should check them out. Lots of emblems, some our desk pads, loyalty points, media points, the whole shebang. And we've got milestone incentive giveaways that you're going to want to get in on. We've got multiple milestone giveaways, and every time you donate $7, you get 1 ticket towards any giveaway we unlock. Not just one specifically. We'll be doing all the draws on the last day, which is the 28th of July. So basically, we've already unlocked one of our milestone emblem giveaways, and we've got a bunch more. Coming up. So I want to tell you what they are, but I didn't have it opened. So give me 1 second. Oh my god, I can't spell Tiltify. There it is. I got it, chat. We're safe. We're going to be okay. Okay, so the milestones are the one that we already hit that we'll be doing the draw no matter what. Bestowed and bowed emblem. A Distant Howl emblem is next at 4,500. We're only a couple hundred away from that. The one after that is an SGC t-shirt milestone giveaway. Anyone that you want. The one after that, 55, is Cade 6 bus giveaway from the Bungie store. That's the statue. We're really close to it. Getting closer and closer. 6,000 is an SGC hoodie giveaway. 6,500 is 10 1 million loyalty point giveaways, and 7,500 our ultimate goal, which would be cool. If we hit, we're gonna do 5 SGC Pale Heart Desk Pad giveaways. So that's where we're sitting. That's what we're trying to do. Lots of incentives, lots of milestones to help bring people in. If you don't need any of the incentives, you're more than welcome to just donate. You don't need to pick incentives. You don't need to pick emblems. None of that stuff is really important. If you don't want it, just do whatever you want. Grab and donate to the beautiful children. Or you can get emblems and give me all the codes so I can give them away to the beautiful community. All right, that's it. We're going to stop talking about that. If you want to do anything, check below. There's going to be the donation link to the Tiltify, and you can check out all the incentives and all the cool things that you can earn and win by donating to this amazing charity. All right. Wrecked, what do you want to talk about?
All right. Let's talk about the TWID. Okay, we're done. That's all that's in it. Actually, I wish I was being facetious or being hyperbolic, but continuing without the hyperbole, we are playing a game that has an inferior structure to what it had before, has no clear plans for what's coming in the future that anyone's deigned to share with us at all. Maybe has a reprised raid, Scourge of the Past, coming later this year. That's the rumor that's going around right now, but nothing confirmed. We've gotten multiple TWIDs in a row now without any meaningful game information. Destiny is unironically dead, and everybody should stop playing it immediately. It's not worth your time.
All right,
and even Bungie knows it. It is time to put Destiny 2 away and roll out Destiny 3. Starting all over again. And this is coming after multiple conversations that sprung up yesterday and today on Twitter about this. But there's nothing going on in the game, and Bungie clearly knows it. There's no clear direction on how the game's going to be moving into the future. But Bungie should have told us something about what's coming. But Frontiers. What's Frontiers? Nobody knows. They don't know. We don't know. There's not. All we know is we're getting on a spaceship with Satan and Osiris, but we don't know what that means. Is that another expansion? Is that a new game? So while I'm out there, it occurs to me while I'm out here grinding for my new solar rocket sidearm, why am I grinding for this thing? I've already gotten all my drops out of the raid. There's nothing in the GMs that I need or want. I've grinded for a title, but just because. I honestly think that the majority of us now are just playing Destiny because that's what we do. It's just rote and habit that would be better spent on other games.
Damn. What a way to start the podcast about the best game ever made.
Well, first of all, let me say, bro cooked. Bro just cooked. That was great. That's I think that's exactly how I've been feeling this past week, especially with none of the GMs. Like, we were supposed to be able to kill Conqueror, right? In previous seasons by this time already. All the GMs would be unlocked. I mean, there's not really... I think episodes have brought on more content in this short period of time, but we've had a lot more bugs than we would have had like in previous launches. At least in the Lightfall year, we didn't have this many bugs. Like, there's a bug for everything right now. For triumphs, challenges, like, so like we're getting more content, but everything's broken when it's getting delivered to us. So
has Echoes delivered us more content? Actually,
yeah, we got a seasonal activity and 2 battlegrounds. That's more than we would have ever gotten in any I mean, and it's not even done yet because there's going to be more stuff in Act 3. So yeah, I would say we got more content. Just because but it's time. Well, I was going to say it's time gated differently. but we'll end up with 9 weeks of content and multiple different activities throughout the 4 months, and multiple or more weapons. There's going to probably be more weapons overall. No, there is 100%. There's already more weapons, and we haven't even got to Act 3 yet. So yeah, content-wise, I would say 100%. There's more at the end. Like by the time we get to the end of the act, there's definitely going to be far more content. And I do like the way they well, I don't know if I like the way they spaced it out exactly.
Wait, let's examine the more content idea.
Sure.
In past seasons, what have we gotten for content? We've gotten one repeatable.
We'll go look at the last one we got.
And some kind of battleground activity, right? That's typically what we've gotten. So we have Breach executable. We have the other one, the one that you're running for time.
Enigma
Protocol. And we have some battlegrounds that we got partway through the season. We didn't even have access to the whole time. And the last one, Act 3, is the shortest of the acts. So if there's a new activity, we're going to have it for the least amount of time.
Well, the exotic mission, right? Which is also something we would get in all seasons. But this time it's 3 battlegrounds in one, kind of.
Is it 3?
Because
I've only encountered 2 of them then.
You only get 2,
yeah,
and then the third one unlocks
next
week.
That's right. And the other one's going to drop next week.
Yeah. And then we get an exotic mission in Act 3. It was on an article I read from Paul Tassi.
Yeah, but we would also get that every other season. What I do feel is shorter is the story missions for the act themselves are definitely not as fleshed out as they were for seasons.
People always complained about how monotonous that shit was.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
Like I'm just, I'm not giving an opinion with better or worse. I'm just saying that it is significantly reduced step quest for the act from what I've seen. But in terms of activities and repeatable stuff, we do have more, I believe.
I think overall it'll be more. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even think. Like we did Season of the Wish last time. Was the last season we got. All I can think of is Coil and or what was the other thing that was basically a shorter version of Coil, right? We didn't get any battlegrounds.
That one because it's like the longest one. Yeah.
Well, it's the longest, but if you look at it, that still would have just been a general normal season.
Yeah,
so
Coils, which is one of the better ones we've had. But
it was still only one activity, and then you could run the shorter version of it, but it was still exactly the same. So that doesn't count as 2. That's one activity.
Starcross.
And Starcross. That's it. And then the story missions. So yeah, if you look at it that way, absolutely 100%. Oh, we got we get a dungeon on that one too, right?
We did.
Yeah.
Warlords.
We got Warlords. Yeah.
But this was a raid season, so we don't get a dungeon, unfortunately. Yeah. So if you don't take that dungeon into account, in theory, it's weird how they do that, though. But the next 2 episodes are supposed to get dungeons. So see if we get less content. Anyway, it depends on how cool this exotic mission is. I suppose it could suck, but they're saying it's really cool. But I mean, of course,
just because they say it's the biggest exotic mission they've ever manufactured, ever created, does not necessarily mean it's going to be good.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means in terms of what is it big, like the size and scope of it and enemies, or
it's going to take an hour and a half to run, Bebo.
Yeah, like is it going to be a dungeon? Like what? Like
I hope it takes 4 hours minimum. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. We're gonna have to wait for Act 3, or maybe we'll get some more information about it earlier. I do have one thing I want to say about so far about the episodic content. Is I am running a community. I have a little bit of a different perspective on the concept of the activity gaps, right? So the way they're doing it currently with the Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. 3 weeks, and then they have a 2-week break, 3 weeks and 2-week break, and 3 weeks and 2-week break. Or was it 2 weeks? Am I making that up? Or was it 3 weeks? 3 and 3.
I thought it was 3-3
or 3 and 2.
or something.
I can't remember. We could do the math if we just.
Or it could be 3 and 2. It could be 3 and 2.
Here, let's just look at the calendar quickly. So this launched on June 4th. Well, technically,
But it started on June 11th.
11th. Okay, so this started on the 11th. So we had 1, 2, 3 would have been July 2nd, and then 1, 2. Yeah, 2 weeks. So 3 weeks and 2 weeks. So 3 weeks of content, and then we have a 2-week break, and then 3 weeks of content, and a 2-week break, and then 3 weeks of content. So when you look at it that way, it's better community-wise or activity-wise than 7 weeks of story content and then a 5-week break, which is what typical.
Which is what we're getting next time.
We're getting a 5-week break after Act 3.
They're giving us the whole thing. Up front,
Oh yeah. Well, we'll see about that.
People are gonna jam through.
Yeah.
In a day.
Yeah. That's why I don't particularly like that concept, but people have been asking for that forever. So I guess maybe.
Yeah, finish your thought, and we'll get into that because I have a lot to say about that.
Well, it was just my thought this time. Like, it's better for us as whatever you want to call us, community leaders, admins, or what. It's easier to keep people engaged when there's less complete droughts, because people come back for story content, right? So when there's only 2-week gaps between the story content rather than a 6-week gap, I find it easier to keep people engaged.
So, in a perfect world, what you're saying would make sense to me, like completely. But what I felt in game is like that burst. Like once, let's say this past week, we're supposed to have like Tuesday, supposed to have people logging on, whatever. So we do have people log on, and then we have 2 more weeks, so people should be actively playing the game. Since there was literally nothing to do, you do the one thing, you get the 2 battlegrounds, you can't even focus the sidearm that everyone wants. There's no one playing the game right now. So like, there's so little content that they're giving us for the seasonal stuff that people aren't playing. They're logging on Tuesdays and they get through everything in 2 hours and it's done.
I don't think the amount of content is the problem. I think this content coming off the heels of closing out a 10-year running story does not feel impactful. It does not feel good, and nobody gives a shit. Listen,
I do.
Do you actually give a shit about the story?
Yeah, I just finished Act 1 on Tuesday, actually, ironically, because I've been busy. The whole Saint, like having accidental identity crisis was pretty interesting. And then learning when Ikora was talking about Lakshmi, and because we had already had the conversation about I forget her name, the real Lakshmi.
Maya.
Yeah, Maya Senderesh or whatever her name was. So I already knew it was coming, but it was cool to see it in game, and I think it's kind of interesting. And I like I don't know, I wasn't invested in the Witness story like everyone else was, because I don't know, it wasn't a 10-year story for me. It was a 5-year story that I barely paid attention to. And then the Witness only became a thing when, like, really became a thing. Lightfall, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, he talked to us at the end of Shadowkeep, I guess.
Isn't he been since like?
He's been around forever because
exactly,
he's a
Shadowkeep,
darkness, right? Yeah. But Shadowkeep, he actually talked to us through our ghost. But I barely paid attention to that. And a pyramid ship, I was just like, whatever, some ship, cool, you know. So that's my problem. That's a me problem, obviously. But I don't know.
With Rect, it does feel directionless, especially after the conclusion of this, and because Bungie had been stating the entire year leading up to the final shape that it wasn't going to be the end of Destiny, just the end of the saga, and that there was the new game director even said that it's definitely not the end of Destiny and whatever, like he put the video out, right? And then I guess we're getting the state of the game soon. I know it's in August. I don't know if it's at the beginning or the end. But
I didn't hear about that.
don't they always do state of the game in August? I know last year was in August.
They typically do state of the game 6 months before the release of the next expansion.
Oh,
There's not a specific date typically associated with it.
Oh, then I could be talking shit, but I thought it was gonna come soon, so I was kind of thinking that they were holding off till that. But if that's not,
well, I was kind of thinking that earlier when you guys were talking about the next step in Destiny, the next step in Destiny, the next step in Destiny, and they haven't told us anything yet. But I mean, in theory, we didn't learn a fucking thing about the final shape until last August. So what makes you think that they would start spilling that information early?
Because they just ended the main storyline of their game. And
it's not about knowing anything about final shape. We knew there was a final shape after.
We know there's a Destiny Frontiers.
We don't know.
What's the difference?
We have no idea what that
What is
is.
I didn't know what the final shape was. That's what I'm saying.
We have no idea what that
Expansion
actually
of
is.
other deals.
It's an expansion.
No, we don't know that.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You can't know that because they haven't shared anything.
All
we know
shared
about
it with content creators.
All we know, no, they didn't. What we know about, and they wouldn't share shit with you anyway. They don't like you or even contact you for anything. They contact streamers that have like 5 people that watch them before they contact you.
No, what the fuck is up with that?
That's neither here nor there. Let's not get derailed.
No, I was reading this twit and I was getting fucking triggered because of where is it? Just quickly, we can touch on it more later. But all these fucking people in this bounty Bungie program, who the fuck are these streamers? Like nobody knows who any of them are.
Apparently, people that play Destiny on stream.
Yeah, but okay. So there's a few of them that I'm looking at that I recognize, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know them. Oh, not partnered. Okay, cool, that's fine. Why doesn't anybody what did we do to you, Bungie? What have we done other than feed you fucking money for 7 years, convincing people to still play this game that they fucking hate, and you won't even fucking invite us to anything? Good lord. Fuck you piece of shit.
All right. Now, before we get too derailed, that's my gig, by the way, what you just did.
Yeah.
Anyway, you didn't even end it with a what the fuck, Bungie. The fuck, Greener. Anyway.
Well, he didn't say what a fuck you, Bungie, which is probably...
Here's all we know about the future of Destiny. All right. We know that there's 2 more of these episodes coming that admittedly have some dope looking armor, but could be as bereft of a meaningful story as what we have right now.
Awesome.
We also know that Saint has to still be around because Frontiers ostensibly takes place in the future, and we already got a cutscene from it. All right. So what do we know about Frontiers? This maybe expansion. Well, we know what the data miners have already turned up in the game, which I don't want to get too much into, but it sure doesn't look like a full expansion to me. I would hope that it was a full expansion, but I will bet you we don't even leave the solar system. I bet you they're just going to bring back a bunch of the planets they took away. All that shit's going to reappear, and it's going to be brand new, except it's going to be the same old locations, not a full expansion. If they came out and said Frontiers is going to be Guardians leaving the solar system to go do whatever they need to do elsewhere in the universe, I would be down for it. But there's absolutely no hype for what's going on because they haven't given us enough information about what the future is. And it's different now. Because we knew there was an ongoing narrative that had to come to a close at some point, and they telegraphed that narrative was going to come to a close. All right, well, we got our close, and if you've been following the story, it was a satisfying end to the story, right? Now we've got a season. I'm going to call it a season. I don't care if it's an episode. We have a season with a story that is a little light. All right, they didn't give us enough up front like they should have. We have one of the main thrusts of the story, an interaction between two characters who have zero fucking chemistry in their romance story because Bungie sucks at writing this shit. Admittedly, Saints existential crisis, I think, is cool, and they should dig into that more. But they're not. They're leaning into the weak side of the story, and I don't have a problem with there being romance story. Romance is great, as long as it's well written and the characters have chemistry, and you can feel like they're actually in a relationship. That's not what we have. I'm still playing the game, but I just don't know why I'm playing it right now. You know what I mean? And if they don't give us more reason to keep playing this game, then eventually I'm not going to be playing it anymore.
You know what's crazy? We just had a dev stream. Like
for Act 2 though.
Yeah, like we
listen,
had a dev stream,
listen.
but then it just doesn't feel like Destiny when you play it right now currently. It feels like it's on maintenance mode, like on life support mode. Like there's so many like bugs and stuff. They haven't talked like this twid would have been a good twid to give us something. Like, but just
they're not ready.
They don't need to be showing us the preview of whatever's coming next. Like we don't need the trailer.
Yeah, no.
But we need a drip feed at the very least, frequently, at least once a month. That is giving us more breadcrumbs and reason to stick around. They're not doing it.
Okay. I guess that's fine. It's reasonable that. Sorry. Go ahead.
Destiny is not a good enough game without a story implication for what you're doing to just keep playing.
Okay. I don't know. I think it's crazy that we're just over a month from like one of the biggest expansions they ever did and back into a season, and everybody's concerned about what the next expansion is going to be already. I don't personally get it. Like I'm not too concerned about what's coming next until like I'm halfway through the year. Why is it that we need it right now? Why do you need to know what's coming in? No. Why do you need to know what's coming in 12 months to enjoy the content currently?
Because the game is a looter MMO, and so you're constantly grinding for gear to tackle whatever's coming next. And if there is no whatever's coming next, if that doesn't exist, then there's no reason to continue grinding for the gear and therefore playing the game.
Well, you know something's coming next.
This is the exact same thing for me that happened in Age of Heroes for Destiny 1. When we knew that this was it, we're throwing all the shit at you. Here's all the cool stuff, but the game is ending. Well, then I wasn't playing anymore because there wasn't any point. It's the same reason I don't get deep into Borderlands. I know people that play Borderlands and grind that shit after they complete the story over and over and over and over, getting all the perfect gear. But why? I could never understand why. What's the point? There isn't any more Borderlands to play. And when the next game comes out, you're not going to get to move that shit with you. So why keep doing it?
So I think it goes down to another, like, for me, them saying that this was it, or like not giving us a north, makes me feel like they're not working on it, and they're not like the whole. It's like this might be a weird thing, but it's like when Michael Jordan retired the first time after his three-peat. He's like, there's nothing left for me to do in this game. Like, I've won 3 championships in a row. Like, what else is there for me to do? I'm gonna go play baseball. I'm done with basketball. There's nothing else I can do here. Yeah. Like, that's currently what it feels like.
It's not.
So go play the First Descendants.
It's not.
Have fun.
Listen. I don't need to play some pay to win, trying to the game is secretly trying to pickpocket me nonsense. All right, if I was gonna go play another game like this, I'd go play Warframe instead, even though I hate the art style of Warframe. It's not that for me. It's not that it feels like Bungie isn't working on anything. It feels like Bungie doesn't know where the game is going because they haven't shared enough with us about it, and that is worse for me. For a game where the whole point is to grind out shit so you can use it in the next thing.
And they don't have to give us a 10-year, like the next 10-year plan.
I
Just
think
give
they
us
do.
They have so many big bads they could set up for like 1 or 2 yearly things. Like they don't have to do the witness.
That's what
like,
the episodes are doing.
bad all along.
They're gonna set up a big bad by the end of the 3rd episode for us to roll into in Frontiers.
They absolutely should give us a 10-year plan. They should. They don't have to tell us what is on the plan, but there should be a 10-year. There should be a roadmap that says there is something planned at this point. There is a big something planned at this point, and a big something planned at this point, and a big something planned at this point for at least a couple of years.
Each of those could be its own individual thing. It doesn't have to be like the witness was, that it was like,
Oh yeah,
like
of course.
Ball was like a before it, Shadowkeep. Like
What he's saying is he needs to know that there's something that he's going towards, or there's no reason to grind the gear now. Basically, what he's saying, tell me if there's Destiny 3 so I can stop playing this shithole game.
No, it's not even that. But if they did tell me that it was
That's what I'm
Destiny
hearing.
3, if they did tell me Destiny 3 was coming, then I would stop playing Destiny 2 today. Like if Bungie put out a tweet that said Destiny 3 is happening, I wouldn't play Destiny 2 anymore because there actually wouldn't be a point. I don't need them to say that.
What if they said you could bring your vault over?
I need them to tell me, well, that would be, then okay, we'll continue. But I need them to tell me that there's more content coming. There's actually more substantive content coming for the game that I'm currently playing, for it to be worth my time to continue doing it.
If they literally just say Frontiers is we fight Sivu of Wrath, that's it.
They don't have to say that. They can just say Frontiers is an actual expansion. That would be enough. That'd be fine. Good.
Yeah,
great.
I know. But you know, like, just give me something I can look at.
Still
and be
convinced
like,
that I read that somewhere.
What?
That they confirmed that Frontiers was an expansion, but maybe I didn't.
I don't know.
Silence.
I also,
Let me-
it's also the thing that, like, I am not gonna fully dive into this episode and dissect it bit by bit, because we always do tend to give the season that comes out with an expansion a little bit of leeway, and they gave us a lot of shit for Final Shape. So I'm like patiently waiting, and like it's more like what is it? Skepticism. There's a way of saying, like, it's like, I just hope that Rexian fucking pissed. Like, I just hope that this episode isn't the best because it's the one that came out with the expansion. But if next one is anything like it or similar,
You're being cautiously optimistic. Is the term.
that's what I. English is hard, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. We've all been saying it. We've been hoping it. We want episode 2 to be awesome and amazing. Episode 3 to be awesome and amazing. We're blaming episode 1 on it being during the thing, just like, Beyond Light's season of the Hunt sucked ass. Fuck, it was terrible. But I don't know. I kind of think this is their plan, what they're doing here. I don't know if it's going to get any better for episode 2 and 3, other than the fact that we're getting dungeons.
The writing just needs to get better.
I don't care about the story, so maybe that's why I don't care.
It's a good story. It's just executed so poorly.
Like I never listen. I always hit escape and then read what happened. Like, my point is, like, that's just the way I do it. I don't know. It seems fine to me. They're terraforming the thing. Somebody's controlling the Vex. Saint isn't who Saint's not the real Saint. We always knew that. He's mad about it though. I mean, I always knew that. I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious. They went into like 100 different fucking Vex simulations to find him back during Season of the Dawn, but maybe I was just too smart. I don't know. I want to know what Rex could say because he's been mad there for like 10 minutes.
Are not giving them one fucking ounce of leeway. This is not
I don't care.
an expansion. This is not a season that came after a mid-story expansion. All right. If this was Lightfall that just came out, yes, fine. Give them some leeway. This is the first expansion that came out after the end of a decade-old story. They had to come out swinging, and they didn't. They came out at a T-ball game, and they fucking missed the ball.
Not everybody hit a home run.
You have a point. You have a point of them having to come out fucking guns a-blazing after finishing a 10-year story. I fully support that point. You are correct. Did they though? No. But when you look at the amount of content they gave us with Final Shape, like it was so satisfying and so much and so good, except buggy as fuck, that and it's always been the trend with them, that you're kind of like, you're just kind of trained to know that this season per se won't be the best. And like, should they have switched things up? You are absolutely correct. Because it's not the same scenario as every other year.
If they were ever going to dump as many resources they could into seasonal content, it should have been this season. It should have been this season. Didn't have to be Act 1. They could have dialed it back for Act 1, but Act 2 should have come out all guns blazing. It should have come out, hopefully, in the story that we have left. There's going to be some big fucking meaningful twist in the story to pull people back in. But they're big. Hey, look at us. We're still Bungie. Woo! Is a fucking rocket sidearm that I have no reason to go grind. I mean, I'm going to grind it because that's what I do. But
So
that's only gonna last. That's only gonna last for so much longer, right? It's already fallen off. Like, I've only done seasonal content on a single character. I can't tell you the last time that happened. Normally, I do everything on all characters, so it's already fallen off. I'm scaring people away in the chat for being too loud.
Yeah.
It's because when you stream, you're really loud.
I even get away from the microphone.
It sounds like you eat it. Are you sure?
No, I start up here and then I wind up back here.
Yeah, like because every time you get yelled, this is what it sounds like. It's like, but that makes sense. Okay. All right. Well, we just have different. I don't know the term that I'm looking for. Different expectations, I suppose. I don't expect much, and whenever I get anything, I'm pretty happy. So
you're like their favorite customer, probably. You know, like don't expect much, just take what you get. But like, I think Rex's point is probably the best way it's been put. That like, after all of that, after like 10 years, they could have had, like you said, like that Act 1 to kind of leave some breathing room, you know, get whatever breaks they needed, and then come back for Act 2 and just blow their entire loads all over us, you know. And then it's not, I don't know what's happened. I don't know.
All right, I think we've gotten everybody's position on this. Let's pivot to the other part of the conversation that's going on. Destiny 3 comes out. They say it's Destiny 3. It's moving to a whole new location. Everybody's starting over again. All your stuff is gone.
yeah.
Pass or play?
Oh, you gotta play. You
Like,
have
if
to,
the
right?
story is like continuous throughout, I mean, maybe what happens at the end of Destiny 2 is why we get a new beginning or something. Like, I don't know.
I would be perfectly happy going to a new game with a new engine that leaves all the old consoles behind. Sorry, PS4 players, but
No, sorry, you suck.
you need to get kicked off the Destiny bus. I'm sorry.
Well,
Even if I had to start regrinding gear again, even if they did a typical Bungie thing and some of that gear is stuff that was in the last game, whatever. The only thing that would irritate me is my expansive catalog of paid for Eververse stuff. Now, I fully will admit that I go into spending money on Eververse with sunk cost in mind. Once I've spent the money, it's gone. Once I put that stuff on, that's the enjoyment I get out of it, and I could not play Destiny anymore, and I would have gotten all my value out of it. But I might be a little salty about all my Eververse stuff.
That's a good point.
Not following me.
I can see that, and I know we do it in every game that has a sequel. If you buy DLC, you don't get to play it in the new game. But
yeah,
it's a little bit different when it's MMO. I feel.
I get, like, I guess now thinking about it, it would depend on if we're gonna get any new content for Destiny 2 in between that and Destiny 3, or if it would be like it just right now they went Frontiers is Destiny 3, it's gonna come out in 2 years, there's nothing in between that for Destiny 2. This is what you got, and I would definitely just not.
They do another Age of Triumphs kind of thing like they did at the end of Destiny 2, just basically going gonzo with everything.
Like, if they would cut down into half of the content they give us now, like, I would still definitely play it, but like, or even a quarter, but just if they would just put it on life support, then I don't think there's any. For me, the grinding, like having a fresh start, I think that's great. I think that would be great.
I'd love to see a Destiny 3 on a new engine. And you can't make a Destiny 3 without erasing everyone's progress, or it defeats the purpose of the new game, because it's a grinder, right? So
it would also attract so many new players who have been interested in Destiny, but afraid that they're too late to get into it.
It's the same thing that happened in Destiny 1. People wanted to play Destiny 1, and then Destiny 2 came out, and the fucking numbers like exploded. The amount of people playing that game the first year was insane. I just hope they have a better plan for it than they did Destiny 2 Year 1. That plan for Destiny 2 Year 1 was terrible. But they've learned a lot, obviously, running Destiny 2 for 7 years. So hopefully they would. Hopefully they have a plan, and hopefully Sony's throwing some money at it. I hope. That's the only reason I actually think Destiny 3 might be a thing.
Because Sony's like,
give us some money, and a new game will give them an influx of, like, millions of people will buy that, where less than 1 million people buy these expansions. Absolutely, hands down.
I feel like Destiny 3 would be a bigger coup in terms of the amount of money they make than they're gonna get off Marathon as well. Because Marathon's been back, they just had a big let streamers try Marathon again thing.
Yeah, I heard. I haven't heard the results of that yet, though.
I think they're all probably NDA'd still.
I think Sony wants to push Destiny, but Bungie, like the people within Bungie, might want to move on from it, as they did with like Halo. They probably feel like they've accomplished what they wanted to with Destiny, and like they want to move on to a different thing.
You know what? I could care less if actually, like, if Bungie made a new looter shooter MMO in a different universe. I don't give a fuck. It's probably just as good.
Even if it's not Destiny, like, I would definitely jump on that.
Yeah. I mean, Bungie makes great shooters.
Yeah,
I am interested in Marathon from a Bungie shooter perspective. It's just all the other stuff around Marathon that I have no interest in.
Well, I'm gonna play Marathon too, but there's a difference between what do we call them? Tarkov likes, I guess. There's a name for it. Extraction shooter. Like, I like extraction shooters. I think they're great. I'm not gonna play it every day for 7 years like I played. Well, I don't play Destiny every day either, but you know what I mean. Like I played Tarkov for like a year, and then I was like, all right, I'm done. And there's been other ones like Division 2 is a good example. It's not like a full-on extraction shooter, but the best part of that game is the extraction shooter portion. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played that game for a few months, so like I'll play Marathon, I'll play it, but I don't think it's going to be pulling me in anything like the looter shooter grinder MMO that Destiny is. So hopefully whatever they make, whether it be Destiny 3 or whether it be a new IP, is still the same concept. It's got to be a shooter. Nobody wants Bungie to make something that's not a shooter. Sorry, Bungie.
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah.
You can do a small
You're
one
tough
off to the
defender.
side, and if it's awesome, we'll give you a little bit more leeway to go make something bigger. But in the grand scheme of things, your big property, it's got to be a shooter, well, it's got to be a looter shooter MMO. Like, no matter what it is. Like, if you come out with your next big game, you think you're gonna make money, and it's just like a single player shooter, you're fucked.
For me, Bungie only like makes bangers. So like the only reason I'm playing Marathon is because Bungie's making it. I have never played an extraction shooter, but also never played a looter shooter, like something like Destiny before, like Destiny. So on Halo, you know, we all know that like Bungie just makes bangers. So I'm sure whatever Marathon comes out to be, it's gonna be great. The only question is, I know Bungie's always wanted to be like a multiple titles and multiple IPs like studio, but the question is like, can they actually do that with the resources they have?
Marathon is going to be great for the Destiny extraction shooter, the Destiny playing extraction shooter version, until the first time they've gone on a big run. They are carrying a mountain of fat loot and they're sitting in the extract zone waiting for that counter to go down. And then some fucking obvious cheater comes in, just beams them in the head, steals all their shit while teabagging them, and starts DMing them racial slurs, and then leaves with their stuff. And then that player will no longer play the game anymore, because that's how
Seems
a
fairly
lot of new people. That's a lot of new people's first experience with Tarkov. They get in there, that happens to them within 3 games, and they never play it again.
If you can't
Yeah,
handle
but
that shit, you shouldn't be playing an extraction shooter. Just
Well,
saying.
it'll
that's true.
definitely be a quick filter out of all the people complaining about shit like RNG and Destiny. Like, oh my
Bro.
god, it took me 25 runs to get, I don't know,
All those Destiny PvE warlords going into Marathon because it's the next big thing from Bungie. And then the PvP sweats just shitting all over them. And then they're like, it's like playing Crucible and I don't want to play this anymore. Bungie
Yeah.
made a whole game. It's just Crucible.
I mean, I don't know. I just think that I'm gonna play it. I think it will be a banger, but then it's just what happens to Destiny, which is the same question we were having a year ago. Essentially, we're back at where we were a year ago. Is what
It feels different to me. I was content to keep playing even when content was shit in Destiny. Because I knew there was more coming, right? It was fine, right?
So-
I go ahead. I'm sorry.
What I meant to say was we're exactly where we are when Marathon was announced.
Oh,
We were like,
okay.
they're stopping. Like, what does this mean for Destiny? It's essentially what.
Yeah,
We're back to that conversation.
I don't think it means anything. I don't think they're related, honestly, especially not the Sony picture. I will tell you what Sony wants. Sony wants an MMO that's going to generate an infinite stream of money. That's what they want. That's what all the AAA developers want. They want live service games because live service games print money. That's it. They print it in small increments over and over and over and over and over again in a way that AAA single player games do not.
You want to know a funny story? I was watching, what's that streamer's name? Pirate Software, I think?
Yeah.
I wasn't watching him, but I saw TikTok, right? And he was talking about, he was a developer on StarCraft 2.
Yep.
The video game.
Mhm.
And he was talking about how some unicorn horse sparkly mount in World of Warcraft made more money than all of StarCraft 2.
Yep.
So I think that's a lesson to all game developers is they just need sparkly unicorn mounts in their games. So
I mean, this is absolutely
Okay.
why the AAA guys are so hype on live service. That's why there were so many live service games in the pipe. They ended up having to cut them down, but that's because of market correction.
I've been telling you, Destiny 3, add big titty goth girl skins, and you're gonna print money.
Greener's gonna get me yelling again. I promise.
It's
I won't.
true,
I'm not gonna
though.
blow anybody ear
Am I-
drums out.
I understand that you hate that, but am I wrong? I guarantee
I mean,
that would print money.
If Destiny puts out a Fortnite
Would be
clone,
the first thing I buy.
if Destiny puts out a Fortnite clone or a game that has that aesthetic, I'd be perfectly fine playing a good Destiny Bungie built shooter that's full of big titty anime goth girls. Fine. It's fine. As long as that's what the game was about. It could be, it could be the big titty anime goth girl shooter game. That could be the whole theme of the game. It's fine with me. I just don't want it in my Destiny.
Your immersion is not that important. Listen, also, we can stop saying that specific skin. I meant the concept of that, and that's a throwback to an older episode, if anybody didn't know, back in the day. What I'm talking about is full-on skins inside of Destiny. All silly skins, like Cuddle Team Leader. Fuck, you have no idea how much I want to play as Cuddle Team Leader in Destiny. It's a perfect example. Wrecked, what's the one screenshot I sent to view of Stellar Blade? What am I wearing?
Fucking bear costume.
A big, giant, purple fucking teddy bear costume. What's Cuddle Team Leader? It's a pink fucking teddy bear. My point is, I would love that stuff. Kids would love that stuff. It would bring them in droves. They'd be everywhere playing the game, just like they do Fortnite. It would make so much money. They wouldn't know what to do with themselves. Yes, throw in those sexualized ones too, because you got to get all them fucking pervert gamers, because that's like 60% of the market right there. It's huge. Just do a skin that's just got a nice peach.
Or just do a big titty
know what I
goth
mean?
girl with a fucking bear head, and then you got both of us.
Ah! No, sorry. I just jizzed in my pants if you didn't understand what that was.
Yep. No, I got that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But no, you were talking about AAA production houses wanting to make money. That's how you make money. If you would just want to make Destiny 3, then go ahead, but you're not going to make as much money.
Well, maybe they should just make the next Fortnite and call it a day.
Everyone's trying to make the next Fortnite. Sony just tried to make the next Overwatch, and it's bombing. So
That's because a lot of their character designs suck.
what does the character design matter if the game is fucking good? I don't understand people's problem with games. Also, I'm tired of seeing pictures of Mercy in a bikini, and then this girl that's in Concord that's in this big green armor that's covering her whole body. Nobody cares that the girls aren't nobody should care that the girls aren't sexy. That's the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard.
Have you been on Twitter recently?
I know, that's my point. That's my problem. Why do people care so much? Why do you have to play an overly sexualized character? Who fucking cares? It's the dumbest thing in the history of mankind. I literally just played all of... No, yeah, I get it. I was talking about big titty goth girl skins just a minute ago. But listen, I also just told you that I played Stellar Blade. I played that entire fucking game in a teddy bear costume. And there's a girl underneath that with apparently the most perfect features in the world, according to the internet. And everybody lost their mind because she got a lace thing on one of her outfits, and that was called censorship. So I don't care. I just proved a point by, playing that. I don't get why everyone has such a big deal. Oh, this game doesn't have any sexy girls in it. It's terrible. No, the game that has no impact on the gameplay whatsoever. Just go fucking play it. If you don't like it, then talk. You fucking idiots.
If you see my character running around with their helmet on in Destiny, you can assume they're a sexy girl underneath. All right, I'm okay with that.
Well, that's fine, but you don't not play Destiny because you can't see any of her jiggly bits. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
I don't play or not play games based off the sex appeal of the characters because I'm not attracted to pixels, you fucking weirdos.
Yes.
I don't
that's
think
fun.
it's about. I mean, obviously for some freaks, it's about sex appeal, whatever. But I think it's more about visually, aesthetically pleasing. If a game isn't like aesthetically pleasing, then you're kind of put off by it because you're staring
Did you
at.
see
this
that
game
trailer,
for
though?
However, I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking.
Oh, Concord. The trailer was fucking beautiful.
Oh,
The amount of money they put into that CG trailer to make that game look beautiful and appeal to everybody was unbelievable. And then some people don't like the custom. And just to argue your point, I know I kind of interrupted you, but you say you don't think people care. There wouldn't have been, like, there was a petition signed by like 100,000 people to remove the lace from fucking Eve's bikini outfit she was already in. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
so yes, they care. They absolutely care.
The gamer gators definitely care about that stuff.
Yeah, they're crazy.
I
They're
have
insane.
to
And
see
Concord
what
just
that
looks like Overwatch, so I mean, maybe that's the problem. Maybe people are just tired of Overwatch.
It's not
But
quite as
I don't like
cartoony as
Overwatch.
Overwatch, which I think is part of the problem. I don't think it has exactly the right aesthetic for what they're trying to do. What they're trying to compete with, personally. That's what I mean when I say the design, the character designs aren't great.
Okay. Just the art style. You don't like the art
Yeah,
style. Not
it's the art
character
style.
designs.
That's
very
the
different
problem. Yeah.
All right. Well, Sony, send me a copy of the game. I'll play it for you. Let you know if it's any good, and I'll talk
Yeah,
about it
me
on my
too.
stream.
Smile.
Yeah.
I'll yell about it.
I won't. I will give you a good review no matter what.
But I'll be yelling good things.
Eh.
All right, I got a raid to go to. Let's wrap this thing up.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, man,
I
we
got a
did
tournament
bitch and
set up.
moan this whole time. All right. Yeah, have fun with that. It actually looks really good. We literally, I know you said there's nothing in the TWID, but we literally didn't talk about anything in the TWID.
That's because there's nothing in it. There's actually
No,
nothing.
there
in
was
it.
one thing in it. If you guys did your master, if you did your master challenges, they fixed it, but it's not retroactive, so you have to go do them again. Goodbye.
Again, there's nothing in there.
And they did fix it. I got the 4th.
You did. Okay. All right. But yeah, they did fix it, but they said they can't make it retroactive, which is crazy to me, but whatever.
Also, because I want to hear Greener's congrats. I trioed Witness.
You trioed Witness?
Correct.
Was
Okay.
it after the new artifact perks dropped?
Yeah.
That
Call
doesn't
me-
count. Shut up.
Call me when you
Well,
solo
I
it.
I didn't try it before. So. Call you
Good.
when I solo it.
I mean, get on your
Yeah.
hunter. I've been watching people solo it all over the place now with the new artifact perks. Some
me a
dude
couple
did like
weeks.
14 million damage in a single rotation.
Well, I would have to do it before they do the nerf to still hunt. So I got.
You
2
know
weeks.
something crazy? I've only done Salvation's Edge once.
Bebo, I don't want to actually show your trio. Good job. That's not easy.
Oh man, I died like 100 times when I 6-banned it. So like I kept getting drilled by the Witness.
Oh, I was the one that died the most in my attempt, so don't worry about it.
Well, yeah, that's obvious. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a picture on the TWID we have to show. Sorry,
Which one?
this cat.
Big titty goth girl.
No, it's just it's an orange cat.
Now put
Let's go,
the cat's head.
All right, now have to
That's,
put that.
the-
Would you-
that's not even anybody's cat, dude. It's clearly a stock photo of some cat.
I don't know. It kind of looks like an iPhone 5 picture.
It'd be funny if it still had like the stock image.
Oh my god, it's literally pull us to Shutterstock. Fuck you! Fuck you! Okay, that's the last straw, Bungie. I'm not playing Destiny anymore. Because
I told you.
you click the link, it literally says Shutterstock.
Mm-hmm.
What?
.jpg at the end of it. Like, just take a picture of a fucking cat on the road, you lazy fucks! Jesus Christ! Oh my god. Alright, you know what? I'm tired of fucking sucking Bungie's cock. I'm just gonna start yelling at him constantly now. I've been doing it for 7 years, guys. I've been giving you the benefit of the doubt, and you keep doing this dumb shit. Like, holy fuck. How hard is it to put a fucking...
Greener was cool with everything up until the stock photo cat.
I know this sounds ridiculous. Okay, there's nothing else to get to. I want to complain again that there's a bunch of... Look, I sound like an asshole when I say there's a bunch of, like, nobodies on this list. And maybe that's why they don't talk to me, because they've heard me say that. But in reality, like... No, I'm just being a dick. You know, you look them up, you see, you watch them, whatever. But man, we've done so much for Destiny 2.
Let's see. Let me
and
go
we
through
stream
this
it
list
constantly.
and see if I know who these people are.
We're a Twitch partner. That should be good enough, right? Like,
I think, in my honest opinion,
we
it's
stream
probably
Destiny.
The best thing is that you're probably not tied to Bungie in any form of way, because
Yeah, but it's
I
free
feel like-
advertising for the clans. That's the only reason I ever want Shrouded to be visible, right? Is so people go, oh, what's Shrouded? Oh, they're a clan? Let's join a clan, right? Regardless if it's these Bungie events, regardless if it's a charity, or regardless if it's this thing, that thing, that thing. It's why we want to be top 25. There's a thing that lists our name somewhere later on. We're hoping that somebody will see that, you know, that'll help recruitment. It helps this. This stuff would help recruitment, yada, yada. The only thing Bungie's ever given us was a copy of the final shape, and that was handled by a third-party fucking company that based it on our Twitch account, because we linked our Twitch account when we applied for it. They didn't just give us one, and then this one, and then like a week after we got our thing, this is what really fries my... I don't want to be a dick towards this streamer. They deserve everything they get, whatever it is. But as somebody that we rated back when they used to get 10 viewers, they get about 25 to 30 now. They sent them a collector's edition. Where's my fucking collector's edition? Like, why don't I get one?
Because
Why?
These people all play the game on stream, Greener.
I did for like 2 months, so they would give me stuff, and they never did, so I quit playing it.
It's because you only did it for 2 months, Greener.
But do they not understand what we do for the community? Who cares if I'm playing the game?
Well,
Because
they're
they
not
want to
seeing
advertise the
behind
game.
Scenes.
Yeah,
They're-
but I do more advertising for Destiny 2 than I would if I were streaming Destiny 2. Like, I've brought more people into this game and got them invested in playing this game and spending money over the last 7 years than a lot of people have. And that's what bothers me sometimes. They refuse to acknowledge that in any meaningful way. And it pisses me off.
just have like
You
Green
know-
play once a week on.
You
on
know
the
what's
thing.
gonna happen, Bebo?
This is the one they're going to watch.
The next collector's edition that they send out, they're gonna have noticed your channel and they're gonna send you something, but not Greener, and Greener's gonna ban you right the fuck off the server.
So I'm gonna jump in here and be like, hey guys, check out this email. And then after that, I'm just gonna try to hop in a Shrouded Discord server and be like, oh, wait, where is it?
I just imagine he keeps it quiet and he waits till he's on the podcast and he's all, hey Greener, look at this, and he just raises it into frame from the bottom of the camera, and Greener just ends the stream immediately. And that's
You ever
it.
see
That's
you
the end
ever
of the
see
podcast.
those you ever see those streams where the streamer goes crazy and the camera falls over and everything freezes?
Greener's gonna do an elite.
I'm
death in the
I'm
middle
just
of
gonna
trials.
go boom. I'm gonna push everything off the back of this fucking desk and everything's just gonna die. And you're gonna hear me fucking screaming to the gods of Destiny as the stream cuts out.
Bungie, if you're listening, just send me anything. Just anything. If you want to send me like pens with like Bungie on it, that's fine. Just something.
That wouldn't piss me
And I
off.
will
The
make
collector's
it,
edition
I will
would.
make it a viral clip.
All right, we gotta go. Whatever. Fuck. Now I'm just angry. All right. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching this week at Shrouded, episode 71. 71 weeks of podcasting and still no fucking anything. All right. Anyway, I've been your host, AGreener. Thank you so much for watching and listening to us vent. This is sussBebo right here to my right, and Mr. Wrecked. Thanks, guys. Till next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.